Hi, John. Thank you for joining our interview series called My Nixulin Journey. This is the first interview of our series, and we're excited to have you. You're notably a type 2 diabetic. Can you tell me about how and when you were diagnosed?
Sure. I was diagnosed early January of 2023. Just went to my doctor for a routine physical. And while I was there, my blood work came back a few days later, and I had an A1C of 11, and my glucose reading was 305. So I was really off the chart.
Wow. Did you have any symptoms that you noticed?
When I look back at it now, I did. I had a little bit of blurry vision. I was thirsty all the time. I was tired. Uh, I just thought it was just, I'm getting older. Maybe it's the heat of the sun. Not really sure, but my glucose readings were off the chart, so I knew I had to do something.
And before you found Nixulin, what were you doing to manage your blood sugar levels?
Well, my doctor prescribed Ozempic for me, but I couldn't find it. This was during the time when everybody was going crazy buying it for weight loss. No pharmacy had it. So what I just decided to do is put myself on Nixulin. I tried Nixulin, and I tell you, probably in about 2 weeks, my blood sugars had dropped drastically.
And so, speaking of your blood sugar levels, where did you start and where are you now? And how long did it take to get there?
I'm at 305. Was when I first went into the doctor. Today, after taking Nixulin after 8 months, I'm consistently in the lower 100s. I've not seen my number go over 110 over the last 8 months.
That's amazing. So that's quite an improvement. Have you changed or stopped taking any medications?
No, I haven't added anything. I'm just taking Nixulin. Some of the things about Nixulin is after a while, for me, I started seeing that I also started curbing my appetite for carbs and sugars. So along the way, I also lost a little bit of weight.
That's fantastic. Uh, how about any mental changes or physical changes other than the weight loss? Have you noticed anything different about your energy levels or anything like that?
Sure, I would say I definitely feel a lot better. I feel like I have a little bit more energy now. I'm not always tired. Mentally, of course, I'm sleeping better. Losing a little bit of the weight that I lost, total of 14 pounds. I think that also changed a lot of things for me, and I feel a lot better.
No, that's fantastic. So you mentioned something about changing your appetite for carbs. Can you talk us through that a little bit?
Sure. Well, I happen to be Latino, so I like a lot of tortillas and tacos.
Who
Um,
doesn't?
I moved here from Chicago. When I first got to San Antonio, I noticed that the portions here were so huge. Eventually, after living here, you just start getting accustomed and you end up eating all the entire portion yourself. Since taking Nixulin, I really have gone out with friends and family. I have an appetizer and I'm usually full. I mean, I don't even have to get an entree. So it curbs your appetite for not just sugar and carbs, but you just get full faster.
That's amazing. What other kind of quality of life improvements do you think you've noticed over the last 8 months?
Well, I've noticed I used to have a lot of numbness in my legs and stuff, and that could bad poor blood circulation with having type 2 diabetes. I no longer have that. Like I said, I just feel like I have energy. Mentally, I feel like I can think better. A lot has changed. A lot of the symptoms, like my thirst, my vision, all that has changed for the better.
And what about the people around you? Do people around you notice anything different about you? Have they said anything to you like, "Hey, you look great," or we notice that your energy levels are seem to be better. You seem to be in better spirits. Anything like that?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, definitely they've noticed the weight loss. That was one of the number one things. I've just noticed that I just have a little bit more spunk, and people can tell. I mean, I did share with my friends that I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, so of
Mhm.
course they're all being careful and watching themselves around me. But honestly, all of them are like, "Oh wow, you look great. I can tell by the way you sound that you feel great." So yeah, people do notice that there's been a little bit of change in me.
Well, you definitely seem like you got a bounce in your step. What would you say to anybody that's a fellow diabetic that was maybe in your position or they're considering whether or not to even try Nixulin? What would you tell those people?
Sure. Definitely they need to try it. I come from a background of working in big pharma. I also had a company where I worked specifically with type 2 diabetics. So I've seen all the medications that are out there. I know all the side effects that come with them as well. I'm glad that they didn't have Ozempic for me. I'm glad that I tried and I've actually passed it on to some family and friends as well, and they're seeing the same thing. They're seeing the glucose levels drop down. They're asking me why their appetite's being curbed. They're not as hungry as they used to be. So it changes a lot for the better for everyone. It makes quality of life a lot better.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, we certainly appreciate your time and thank you for sharing your Nixulin journey with us.
Yes, thank you so much.
All right. Bye bye.